Enable, Japan, Sotas, who wins? Welcome to the Arc De Triomphe preview. So before we get stuck into the Arc, we're going to go through last week's news and one or two races. So, Betopin expert, horse racing expert, Tom is with me again. Welcome back, Tom.
Andrew.
How are we?
Good.
How was your racing weekend?
Yeah, it was okay. Pretty quiet. House renovations going on, so
Still?
Yeah.
That kitchen paid for you?
Kitchen's going in. Kitchen's going in on Friday. Kitchen table from Cheltenham's been there a while. It's been waiting for the kitchen to join it. So
and breaking in for the Arc.
We're breaking in for the Arc. Yeah, we're finally getting there. Didn't see a great deal, but saw a bit. Yeah, I think a few we were going to look back was Innisfree was quite impressive.
Yes.
Like him. He was a massive eye catcher first time. Didn't think he handled Galway even though he'd won. But yeah, it looks good. A horse to follow, I think that lad.
I think the two of them now are really tough individuals.
Yeah, the two of them were pretty solid. I don't know, there's just something about Innisfree I like him.
Yeah. He seems fairly idle when he gets up next to the horse and doesn't really know how to go through with his job yet.
Yeah, he's a bit of a Japan-esque kind of thing.
Because you would have expected him to...
First Japan mention in there. That's that.
Keyword in. You would expect him to put a bit more than a neck against a Dermot well-trained horse again. Same as Galway, beating the same margin.
Yeah, I was kind of waiting for him to kick on a bit, but I don't know. I think he just does enough, and like he is kind of a bit like he could turn out to be a bit like Japan. Japan seems to only do enough, even though he bolted clear at Ascot. I think that was a terrible field, and he kind of had no other choice. But, yeah, I like him. I want to follow him.
There was a lot of money for Jessica Harrington's one in this, 25s into 9s, and the thing is still a maiden.
Yeah.
There was a lot of money for this out of nowhere.
She's got a lot of nice 2-year-olds, hasn't she? She's had plenty of winners this year. And if they fancy one, they fancy one. And the money was down.
She ran well for a long way.
Ran well.
It's going to pick up a maiden sooner or later.
One of the best maidens in the country anyway. So
yeah. Right. So I think Dermot Welljoke next year could turn around for him.
Do you think?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He ran too free at the start, and once Innisfree got up next to him, he wasn't going away. He kept finding.
But I just think Innisfree still had enough to get his head in front. And I think he's one of those. If he kept running the race, I think he'd still just get his head in front. You know?
Yeah. I take a point on that. Right, on to the Holden Plant Log Round Stakes.
Strange old race. This is one I actually saw this race.
It was madness.
Capri went off out in front to make it a true test and kind of stamp his class on it, but
Doug is
just lost the plot, that horse, hasn't he?
He's gone so bad since the St. Leger, which was one of the best St. Legers.
One of the best St. Legers form-wise ever run, and he can't win a race this year.
They tried everything with him.
It's strange how horses go, isn't it? How they just lose their form like that.
Do you know what he needs?
Hurdles.
Exactly. He needs to be brought over to Joseph. Daddy, I want him. Supreme Novice Hurdle.
I was watching it thinking.
Off we go.
I was watching it thinking he needs a hurdle like that. And I wouldn't rule it out. Like, where do they go with him?
He's not going to be much.
He's completely regressive. They don't.
Stallion value is at a dropping.
Stallion value's gone. I mean, St. Leger winners on valued very highly as stallions anyway, and he's just gone backwards. I wouldn't rule it out.
It's not beyond the possibility.
No, I wouldn't rule it out, and I don't know. Hopefully, it would liven him up.
So you look at a tiny bit of jump racing, and we get all giddy.
I know,
it's madness.
We're sending St. Leger winners over hurdles.
Not a Sir Eric. Sorry, Sir Eric. Right, that's the news anyway. Not much happened over the weekend, but
top of the game.
Oh yes,
yeah.
Top of the game is gone for the season.
Yeah, gone for
one
the season.
One of the best novices gone. That blows. Doesn't really blow it wide open. Just takes one of the.
It just takes one of the good ones out. Yeah.
It's always the good ones.
Yeah, it does seem to always be the good ones. It just shows though, like he's only back in a few weeks, I imagine, and he's got an injury. Like, it's such a long way to Cheltenham, and like he's done that at home. He hasn't done it even on a race course. Yeah. So it's so hard to get horses to the track, and never mind to the track once back to Cheltenham. Then like it's
in one piece,
it's
100%.
not easy at all. Yeah.
Yeah, he's going to be a loss for the season. Poor chap.
Yeah.
Anything else you've seen over the week? Toaster's closing. See that?
Toaster's closing, yeah. I think that's kind of inevitable.
It was on the cards.
Yeah, it's a shame, really, isn't it? But
where Mackay got his 4,000 winner.
4,000
Mountain
winner.
Dunes.
Yeah, saw a picture of Ryan Moore. I'd never heard of as an amateur there.
Really?
Jamie Moore tweeted it. Yeah. Look, it's a shame, but I think it's kind of the way things are going to go. And
Kempton Cup might be far away from it now in the next few years, the way things are going. Anyway, on to better news. Eye catchers. What caught your eye?
Go on here. So this caught my eye from a while back. It was meant to run the day Goran got called off a few weeks ago due to the weather, and it was also meant to run at Dundalk, but it was a non-runner because it was off its feed.
Dundalk?
Yeah.
Shock.
But it's a horse of Aidan O'Brien's called Peaceful. She's a 2-year-old filly by Galileo. She's out of a mare who was bred. She's a full sister to a horse called Easter, who was placed in Group 8 races and won a listed race. Official rating of 107. She made her debut at Leopardstown, and if you want to watch it, go back and have a look. It was on the 15th of August at Leopardstown. Peaceful is this filly's name. She was 9th for 14 that day. She's only beaten 3.5 lengths. I think Shamie Heffernan rode her. He was lucky not to get called in. He gave her a lovely educational ride, if you want to call it that.
Educational?
Yeah, like, I look, you don't want to go.
This is how you run? No, stop.
Yeah, well, no, you don't want to go beating them up on their first start, but he had to come wide. I'd say he thought his chance of winning was over, and she really ran on well down the outside. I think she's got a lovely pedigree. I think she'll have no problem picking up a maiden next time. Just watch it. She got punted at Goran, heavily punted. So if you fancy it, if you see her entered and declared and you've got accounts where you can get on the night before, try and get on. She'll probably get punted again, but I think she's pretty certain to pick up a maiden next time.
Very good. Right. One for the Jumps fans. First Figaro, trained by Venetia Williams. Second on Saturday, hit the front 50 yards out. The horse in front was idle. Right. This thing used to be rated 127 over hurdles when trained for Dermot Weld. Picked up the first race for Venetia Williams last year on soft ground. It's off 109 now. This thing is choked in, and it's only getting the hang of things over fences now.
Is he not an absolute hound of a horse?
He has blinkers on now, and now he's learning how to jump.
He needs blinkers on. Yeah, he's a yoke of it.
He first 3 fences he jumped really slow. If he gets off with the pace and gets his jumping together, he is going to sluice up in a handicap somewhere. And I can see it happening very soon before the big boys coming out. He's getting the hang of things. He's off 109. He's only gone up 1 pound from his last run, and they were miles clear of the rest.
You get him into a 0 to 110 somewhere, maybe.
They can't run Dundalk, Tom, sorry.
I know. That's a shame, isn't it? That's why he's not one of my eye catchers, lads.
I think it's only a matter of time before they cashed in on this mark.
Fair enough. Best luck to him.
That's very sarcastic.
2 for the trackers, Peaceful and First Figaro.
Yeah. Right. Now we're going to hit the big time with the Arc. Now, jump onto the Arc where Tom is going to get a little bit giddy with this. So before we get into it, I'll give the best prices. So Enable is 4-5 at Ladbrokes. Japan 6-1 with William Hain. Sotas is 7 with William Hill. Magical 12s with Ladbrokes. Ghaiyyath is 11 with Betfair, and Wallagues is 16 with Ladbrokes and is 33-1 bigger the rest. So if you want them prices with Ladbrokes, William Hill or Betfair, we will have the link of that in the description below under the video on this and SoundCloud. So, Tom, will Japan win?
I don't know.
What?
I'm getting windier as we get closer to the race.
Why are you second guessing yourself?
I don't know. I feel bad, and my girlfriend's making me feel even worse about and not cheering on Enable.
Why?
Like, she's only getting into racing, and I've been like showing her Enable, and she thinks Enable's fantastic, which she is. And she couldn't get over the race against Crystal Ocean last day, and she's like, "But you're not cheering her on," and I'm like, "No."
Yes, it might be sentimental, but you want to make money.
Yeah. I think for listeners who haven't heard, I did put it up on the podcast when he was still 16s, but I'm on Japan at 25s, 20s, and 16s. So, like, it's an each way bet. It was always an each way bet because I didn't think there'd be many runners and I didn't think there'd be many with a good chance.
The listeners want to know, will he win? You have your money down.
I don't know. I really am not sure. One thing that made me a lot more confident is they showed a piece of Enable's work the other week. She worked on the Rolling Mile, I think. It was the first time she'd been over there to work, and she worked with a lead horse. Don't know what the lead horse was, right? Did you see this?
No.
Oh, she worked upsides this horse. And this horse, I think Rav Havlin was riding the other horse. He was cantering. She was getting the ears scrubbed off her. I couldn't believe it when I saw it. Like, I don't know how she normally works, and I don't know what the lead horse was, and I don't know how much weight they're carrying, but you expected her to go past him, like.
I'm so gone off Enable.
Are you?
I'm so gone off Enable.
Now, there was a picture of her doing another piece of work yesterday, I think it was, or Monday. Could have been Monday. And John Gosden actually worked her in front of the lead horse and let her kick on herself, and I thought that was quite interesting. If she was not going to go past the other horse, is she starting to think about it a little bit or what? And
to me, she's starting to idle a lot.
I think she's idling quite a good bit, yeah.
And
I think that's what she was doing. I think from a training point of view, that's why you'd put a horse in front and you'd sit the other horse on their girth to make them go forward. So they're always in front. And if you sit a horse just half a length behind them, it pushes them along and pushes them along. I don't know. I didn't think that work was impressive at all. I certainly wouldn't back her at this price. Do I want to see her win? Yes, I probably do. Do I want to see Japan come second so I collect my each way part of my bet? I definitely do.
But the real question is, would you care if she lost and Japan won? No.
If she tanked and absolutely tailed and Japan won, then I'd be okay about it. If Japan beats her short head, I'm probably going to sit there in silence. Like, no horse has won 3 arcs. Like, when is a horse going to win 3 arcs again? When is a horse going to go off 8 to 11 or 4 to 5 with
Ladbrokes?
4 to 5 with Ladbrokes. When is a horse going to do that again to win an arc? Like, not for to win a 3rd arc, not for a long, long time. This isn't great. I don't like that Ghaiyyath horse. I think that Derby in Germany's yak. I fucking hate it.
I think he's the key horse in this.
Oh my!
I'm not for any bound in imagination. He's going to get near the frame.
The thing with a dog race.
He is
on soft ground.
Right, bear with me. Right, he's going to go off in front. They're going to give him a bit of rope. He's a galloper. If he gets so far in front, Enable's going to go after him sooner than Frankie probably wants to. And Sotas and Japan are going to be tracking Enable. Enable is going to use up too much petrol to get to him, and the 2 boys are going to collar. That's the way I see this panning out.
He's not going to go. They're not going to let him that far in front. They're not going to let him go off the German Derby.
But
this is a different class of race. Yeah, but exactly. He's done it before. They're not going to let him do it.
But if he does it on the bend into the 4th straight and has at least 6 lengths on him, William Buick is going to kick.
He is not going to get 6 lengths on that field. He's not going to get 6 lengths on Enable. Frankie won't let him. She travels. Well, in fairness, there's one thing she does do is she travels really well. I see Japan tracking Enable.
Both from Japan and Sotas going to track Enable.
He can go past her. Sotsas, I don't know. I'm windy on his form. He in the Prix Niel, that Mohawk was 3rd, only 11.5 behind him. Like, he's a yoke.
Yeah, to me, Sotas is French hype. The form doesn't stack.
You're always going to have a French horse single figures because they haven't run outside of France. They're the best French horse. They're going to be single figures. Ghaiyyath won a dog race. Magical is probably a bit big at 12 to 1. But she always seems to find Enable too good. Woldgeist is a bit big at 16 to 1. I would rather back Magical or Woldgeist over Sotsas or Ghaiyyath any day of the week.
I wouldn't back.
I've gone windy on Japan.
I wouldn't back Ghaiyyath, but I think he's the key horse the way this race is going to pan out.
Yeah, I can't have him for a minute. He's just not good enough.
No, he's not going to win it. But he could be the making or breaking of Enable.
Yeah.
Because Enable, realistically, she's going to be 2nd or 3rd.
Yeah, his
tracking the pace.
The draw is the other thing we're not mentioning now. The draw is going to be key. Like, Like if an able gets drawn, say 1 or completely out wide. Now there's not as many runs as normally in an arc, but that could make a difference. I'd like to see Ryan Moore sit on an able's girth, and
whatever Frankie does, Ryan Moore's going to be right behind him.
He gets past her.
I think an able's not going to do it. I think there's too many horses going to be there to try to get her beat. And you think about if Ghaiyyath is out in front, himself and Sotas are Godolphin. They're going to try upset her. And you think...
I don't know. Here, what is this fair to say? Is this the easiest of her 3 arcs that she's running? I think it is.
I don't think it is.
Do you know?
No. Last year probably was.
It's last year.
Well, she should have got better.
This is way easier than last year. There's not a senior class in that field. Japan, I'd look if you
look back at Japan, there's Arc everywhere in their pedigree. There's Arc winners in the pedigree. There's Arc mothers, Arc fathers, Arc brothers, Arc sisters. Everything is written. I'm going to nail my flag to Japan.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, fair play. I might lay you off a bit my bet because I'm getting windy about him.
No, I genuinely think.
Look, best of luck to Enable. I think she's gonna do it.
I'd like to see her do it, but I think it was the last few months she's gone very. Oh, I don't want to do this anymore. I've enough of this. Send me off the stud to Frankel. I like him.
You'll get one more. You'll get one more run out of her, I think. Like she toughed it out against Crystal Ocean. But like if you take Crystal Ocean and Enable and Japan and Enable, like there's not
nothing
much
in between
in
it. There's 8, there's 4 to 5, and there's 6 to 1. That's what's between them. Yeah. Do you want to take 6 to 1 on a horse that beat the same horse that Enable beat by more or less the same margin?
I'd take 20s on him.
Oh wait, I have 20s.
Yeah, look, I would probably back Magical each way. I think if I was having a bet at these prices right now.
I think you have a bet. Why?
I know I have a bet.
Don't go off it.
No, if I was going to have a bet right now for the listeners, I'd back Magical each way.
I agree. Magical is 12 to 1 is too big.
She's solid and she'd be bang there.
She's a Galileo mare that just loves racing.
Yeah. Magical each way, 12 to 1 is my tip.
I think
if you're going to have a bet,
top 3 in any order is Enable, Japan, Magical. That's the top 3 in my
opinion.
opinion.
You're right, because I'll take the each way part of that bet right now.
I think I don't think Waldegeist, whatever way you pronounce it, is as good as he was. Ghaiyyath is going to go off too hard in front and he's going to drop away 2 furlongs out to a furlong and a half. And I think it's going to be Magical closing.
Imagine if Satsas bolts up now and he's an absolute machine.
But that's the thing, William Buick, after what is it, Baden?
Yeah.
Said, this thing is an absolute monster. I've not felt anything gallop like this before.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So there must be something under the bonnet.
Yeah.
Right. Nail your horse.
I think Enable will win. Bet at the prices is Magical each way at 12 to 1.
I'm Japan to win. Next, we'll have a look at the rest of the card at Longchamp. Now we'll have a look at the Prix du Cadran, and to me, what looks an absolute certainty in DXB.
I think this is his day, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think this is DXB's time. He's run really creditably behind Stradivarius so many times. I think the triple suit him. It's 2 mile 4. I think if he gets on the lead around there as well, that'll suit him. And yeah, I think he'll win.
I have no qualms about that. I think it's an absolute certainty 5 to 4. Absolute steering job. There's nothing in that bothers me in the slightest.
Yeah, I don't.
He'll go on any ground. He'll go on good ground, soft ground, heavy ground. He's going to win. That was easy.
That was simple, right?
That was simple. Right. On to the PwC Champion Chase at Gorham Park. The jumps are back.
The jumps are back, yeah. A tricky race to go through just because you don't know what fitness level these horses are at or anything like that. One I just picked out was a horse that's been around. He's been to every party. He's been around a long time. He's a really good record fresh. The ground and trip suit him.
I'm worried.
He's won 3 times when fresh. And he was 4th in the Galway Plate when fresh.
Does he wear pink?
He wears pink.
On Snow Falcon.
On Snow Falcon, yeah.
But he's not going to win.
Just look, he's a token selection in a race that like you're guessing because you don't know how fit they are. But for a horse that goes well fresh, I actually think this trip suits him. I know he stays quite well on the flat. I don't think he's slow. I think this will suit him. I think he's got a good chance.
You're more confident on him than you're in Japan.
Yeah, I am. Yeah, well, yeah. Look, you're guessing. You're completely guessing, but yeah, I think he's got a good chance. I think he'd be bang there anyway.
My one is one that went to all the novices party last year. Us and them. If he turns up in the form, 80-90% fit, he'll win this.
Seconditis.
No, Larichburgitis.
Yeah.
2 mile 4 will suit him. Heavy ground. It's going to be heavy ground because it's bucking it down here the last week up in Gorn. And you've second in the Arkle, second in Grade 1's Leopardstown. He has a touch of second-itis, but he's been beat by decent horses. Yeah. And this is not a strong race.
Yeah, no, it's not the strongest race in the world. I wouldn't knock him at all. I was just going on Snow Falcon would be a bit of a price. I was just trying to go a bit left field.
Yeah, we don't know what prices they are right now. So anyway, we'll put links to prices for the best bookmakers in the description anyway. But yeah, I really like us and them. I've been harping on last year about setting up and trip. 2 mile 4 on heavy ground would be more like 2.6. So yeah. I'm quite keen on him.
Wouldn't knock him.
Right. We'll head to Tipperary Super Sunday, as they call it. We'll start with the Grade 3 Coolmore Stud Home Champion Stake over 7 furlongs. Ooh, sorry Kev, I hit the table.
God, producer Kev's going to kill you. I haven't looked at this.
Right, to me this boils down to if Waiting for the Day turns up.
Okay.
Joseph O'Brien's, she or he, I can't remember, is an absolute fruitcake when she hits the front. Wayne Lorden said, I think it was Wayne Lorden, was on the last time when he actually won, beat Skitter Scatter. Second she hit the front, she pulled up, self up, and I nearly went over her head. So she ran over 1 mile 2 on Champions Weekend. She dropped back down to 7 furlongs where she beat Skitter Scatter. She turns up, she's going to be hard to beat.
Yeah, I'll agree with that. Yeah,
but
you sound convincing.
Dubai Dino is coming over from England. He was second in a condition stakes that was named Gordon Lord Byron Stakes, and if he comes over Martin Meade's horse, he could play a part in it as well.
Yeah, Martin Meade's stable have been in good form second half of this year, so
yeah, that's that one. I have enough flat racing now. Horse and Jockey Hurdle. Have you looked at this one?
Briefly, yeah.
Go on.
I don't fancy anything.
Petit Mouchoir.
Oh no! I looked at it and I just said no. You cannot back Petit Mouchoir. It forms good. The back end of the season, like the race at Punchestown's forms good. I think Punchestown in the spring is his time of year now.
He runs well this time of year.
And I remember him running well in the fighting fifth, didn't he? Did he fall in that?
He fell in the fighting fifth when he was going to win.
Yeah,
he was going to win on his reappearance the run before that up and down Ryle before he got checked, jumping the last. He was travelling like a travelly thing. I think he runs well fresh. There's nothing that has the form that he had. He's 4.5 lengths behind Buford there at Punchestown. Turns up anything like that, he wins this hands
Okay,
out.
Fine. I'll row in with you as a selection, but I could not put any of my hard-earned cash on Petit Mouchoir.
Hard-earned cash?
Hard-earned cash. You see how I work, how hard I work.
All I see is racing in the UK.
Shush.
I swear Charlene probably doesn't watch this, so who cares?
Where do you sit? God, you can see me from where you sit as well. I'm going to have to be careful on that one, though.
Right. Next Grade 3 over 2 miles, the Joe Mack Novice Hurdle. You haven't looked at this, have you?
The what?
The Joe Mack Novice Hurdle.
The Joe Mack.
That's what it's called. We're giving things their proper
hurdle.
names now.
No, I haven't looked at this.
This is Willie Munn's fast bucks for the taking.
Oh, yeah, I know the horse, all right.
He's a typical early season Willie Munn's novice hurler.
Yeah.
Wins the set. Wins that.
Shite come the second half of the year.
Yeah, exactly. Wins that novice hurler at Galway. He always wins with Backerson and all them. And Backerson goes on to win this race. Fastbuck is going to go on win this race as well. It's just in the stats.
Not novice hurdle in October. I've no interest.
Yeah,
sorry.
that's why way back or
summer horses meeting winter horses. Good luck.
He has form of Fakir Dudari as well. He was a length and a half behind him in his maiden hurdle. He's good enough to win that crap.
Yeah.
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 Get stuck in at 8 to 11.
It's a winner. Oh, there's actually 1 hour that was in that way back home. Actually, I wrote this down so I'd remember it. And do you know what? No, sorry. Do you know who else is entering it? Abracadabras.
Saw that, yeah.
That's a bit of a
Disappointing thing, though, isn't he?
yeah, fourth in the champion and beat by Coolreevy at Punchestown. Coolreevy's not bad though.
Yeah, I don't know. It'd be interesting to see how he takes the hurdles.
It's a bit of a jump of faith into grade 3.
This is what I mean. Like you've got the winter horses coming against like Fastbook, the summer horses, and you just don't know. Like
You take the race
it's
fitness.
just
this
not
stage
a race I'm going to be betting in at all.
Not chance in hell.
So
Right.
another race I'm not going to be betting in: the Grade 3 Novice Chase.
Like a butterfly novice chase.
But guess what?
Sure.
I've looked at this one.
Yeah, you're doing your job. Well done.
2 I like running this. Moon over Germany.
Sorry, is that Henry the Bromhead horse?
Yeah, it is Henry the Bromhead horse. So this is obviously your selection in the race as well.
Nope.
Oh, Dave will be amazed.
Dave is losing the little follicles of hair he's left right now.
Moon over Germany will like the ground. Be interesting to see him in a graded race. The interesting horse for me is Champagne Classic.
Correct.
Won the Martin Pipe, then won the Grade 1 Novice, beating Penhill and Monolly. Went chasing last year, was third behind Ballyward, and then second behind Chris's Dream.
And Chris's Dream is better than Moon over Germany. By a good way.
Yeah, they're both better than Moon over Germany, yeah. Moon over Germany is just a horse I like. I just like the horse.
He's a good handicapper.
He's also had a run under his belt this year. But Champagne Classic, depending on how fit he was now, interesting to see he's out this early. I suspect his injury wasn't too bad because he ran in February. I suspect he was given a small break and he was probably in for most of the summer. So I'd say he's fairly straight. He is the class angler in the race, I think.
And he will love the ground.
Yeah,
The softer the better for him.
Yeah, I fancy him now.
Yeah, I think he's going to win. What's next? Oh,
Best
sorry,
bets,
Kev.
is it?
Sorry, Kev. Best bets. We've a minute to get the best bets in. Your nap.
DXB, Prix du Cadran.
My nap is Petty Mouchoir in the 2 mile hurdle at Tipperary.
Oh my God. Thank God Dave's not here.
Next best.
A Henry de Bromhead horse that hasn't won in God knows how long.
She's going to win on Sunday.
Oh, Jesus. Okay. Right. Yeah, DXB is mine. And my next best...
I was going to say DXB, but I knew you were going to say it.
My next best is a horse called Summer Sands, who runs in the Red Car 2-year-old trophy, where if it runs, was third in the Group 1 Middle Park behind Earthlight, who we put up on the podcast. Was third in that, gets into the 2-year-old trophy off of 8 stone 3.
2-year-olds in October.
Absolute certainty if it runs.
Oh, wow. For your next bet?
Yeah, because I think DXB is an even bigger certainty.
Okay.
And I'm not sure that will run. I'm sure that DXB will run.
Okay. My next best is Us and Them.
Cliff Horses. Andrew's Cliff Horses. There's a new section of the show, producer Kev. Andrew's Cliff Horses. Also known as Andrew's Naps and Next Bests.
Wait, we have to do the finish now. Right, so we'll wrap up now. So, recap. Will Enable win?
Yes.
If you agree with Tom, give the video likes up. If not, comment below with who you think will win and why. And let's hope Japan wins and Tom can eat his words all day long, because I would not leave this down if you deserve the horse at the back. From 25 to 1 into 6s. How dare you?
It was the value price. And that was true. But yeah, I think and I hope...
Oh, he's backed
Enable
up the
win.
prices now. He's backed up with good performances.
Yeah, he has. I wouldn't knock him, but I've kind of invested enough on Japan now. So.
Invest a bit more. Right, so that's it from this episode of The Finish Line. So tune in next week where myself and Tom will go through more cards and have more news and reviews.